of empires crumbling in the gloom. Napkin men with metal hearts surround us, drawing nearer, bodies fill the room. Our talking heads parade their faces every day, showing us the way to think and feel, helping us to understand the rich man's point of view. They said it on the news and now it's real.
Hey everyone, welcome to another Gaming Friday. I appear to be having a little bit of trouble with the game here. It's not on the screen for some reason. Hold on, let me switch scenes on OBS. Hey Cookie, welcome. Ah, there you go. Wait, doesn't the OBS capture this game directly from game capture? What the heck? Well, that kind of sucks. Well, in that case, I'm gonna have to use this this scene, which is the one for the Sunday streams. Anyway, I'm doing quite well, Cookie. Thank you so much. So yeah, welcome everyone. Welcome to another Gaming Friday. I hope you all are doing very well. How are you doing? Happy Friday. I am sorry I am starting a bit late today. I had to go to the supermarket and that took me a while. Maybe there might be something in the settings of this game here. I'm gonna check. Before I begin here, let me say something. I have never played this game before. I have no idea what this game is about. I actually haven't even started this game ever up until this point, which is why I am confused about why OBS is not capturing it. Okay, Abby, thank you so much for your reminder there about commissions, but today is not Sunday, my friend. So this, guys, is Angels with Scaly Wings. I know nothing about this game except that it is a sort of one of those kind of what do you call these dating simulators? And if I'm honest, I actually am not a fan of dating simulators. I find them very weird, but somehow I was intrigued by this one. So a friend gifted this to me. And the one other thing I know about this game is that it is about dragons, and that's about it. I have never even started this game before to set it up. Excuse me. Hey, is it your birthday today, Cookie? If it is, happy birthday. It's been 10 days. 10 days. I didn't read the second part. My bad. No problem. Regardless. Happy late birthday. It's better late than ever. I always say you are very welcome, Cookie. Okay, so English, it has Japanese for some reason. Okay, I'm gonna let it go to the main menu, and then I'm gonna check in the settings if I can play this on full screen so I can capture it properly with OBS. I hope the game sound is at a good volume, by the way. I haven't started this game even to set up anything. You are an ambassador. That doesn't look much like a dragon, that looks like a raptor. Teleported to a strange land. Something's off with this place. Oh no, someone killed whatever that is. Explore a town full of secrets. What is this, a hatch? Yes, this is a hatch on the ground. Oh, mysterious figure. And the people who keep them. Hope. That doesn't look much like a dragon either. That looks more like a dragon. Remy, black hole, intrigue, black holes, quantum entanglement. Adine, higher self, premonition, solar something. Anna, somatic barrier, passion. The game's a bit too loud. Let me see. Volume. It's already at 35. I'm gonna drop it to 30. I hope this is going to improve. Okay, let's check the settings before we actually begin this thing. Video. Full screen, please. Okay, I'm going to switch scenes on OBS. Let's see if it's going to capture properly now. It has a setting for netbook for some reason. I'm not seeing the game. There we go. Now it's showing. Yes. It has a setting for netbook for some reason. Does anyone even still have any netbooks around? Let's drop the volume of the music and the sounds to about half in the settings. Test. Okay, I think that might be good. Hang on a second, let me check another setting here on Windows. Like I said, I haven't started this game until now, even to set up for the stream. And that's because I didn't want to see absolutely anything about it before I played it. It's better? Okay, excellent. Oh, what's that text option here? Text speed, auto forward time, skip all messages after choices, skip after choices, okay. Now messages, I have no idea what these settings are. So yeah, I didn't want to expose myself to absolutely anything about this game. Like I said, I know nothing about this, and I want every single experience with this game to be literally as first hand as possible. Alright, let's see what else is around here. Idle mode. What is this? I don't know what this is. Gallery. Gallery is empty. Let's start, I guess. Detecting user profile. User profile not found. Okay, let's create one then. How do I do that? There's some icons down here. Q save. Auto. Ah, there we go. Please enter your name. What name should I put here? Flarb. No, that's a weird name. What would be a good name to put here? I actually don't want to use my name here, like I usually do on games. How about? Oh, I know. Hold on. Let me think how to spell it. Slurp. Yeah, sure. Why not? Slurp. Choose a color. Blue, red, yellow, green, gray. I suppose it would be the color for the text where my character says something. Let's go with lime. Slurp. Yeah, that's the color of my name. Yes, user profile confirmed. Okay. Before we start, please review the following information. Controls. Use left click or enter to advance text and select menu options. Press space to advance text only. This is useful to avoid making a selection by mistake. Okay, gotta remember that. Escape or right click brings up the menu. F toggles full screen. Use the mouse wheel or page up or page down to review past messages and rewind. How was the days without me? I hope the days weren't too bored without. Don't worry, Cookie. I've managed to survive. I've managed to survive. No, the days actually have been doing quite alright. Actually, I even included a new stream schedule on the week. I mean, a new stream slots on the week. I now also do streams on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Those are pretty much the same like the Friday streams where I play a different game every week, except that the Wednesday streams, they are exclusively in Portuguese. Use mouse wheel, page up or down to review messages. Okay. Hold Control or press Tab to skip seen messages. S takes a screenshot. Why S and not F12? Oh, I suppose S is for the like a game specific thing for this one. Okay. Middle click or H hides the text window. If you wish to view this information again, you can do so from the main menu. Alright. That would be all. I didn't even know you stream, Cookie. The year is 2000XX. There's going to be a lot of text on this game, by the way. Only recently has humanity discovered a portal that leads into a different world, populated with a race of intelligent talking dragons. I was one of the few to travel to this world. But maybe I should start at the beginning. It all began when we discovered a strange device in the middle of nowhere during one of our expeditions. A portal. How was that not never noticed before by anyone? I had heard about similar technology before, though that had been more of an experimental level. From what I knew, other portals have been created in the past and were under consideration for mass application. As for this one in particular, though, we did not know who had built it, or nor when, or why we found it in the wilderness where we did. What was more exciting to us was the fact that it was functional. Yeah, one thing with streams, which I am trying to keep up with my own, is to keep a consistency with times. By the way, I just noticed OBS is still frozen on the menu screen for some reason. What the heck? Why? Hold on, let me try and fix that before I progress any further. Yeah, there we go. What was more exciting to us was the fact that it was functional. After our first test, we found there was someone else on the other side who was in possession of a similar portal, and our attempts at communication through letters were successful. But in the end, the machine's extraordinary demand for power meant we needed to act quickly, as we wouldn't be able to keep the portal open. Sorry. Let me start this line again. But in the end, the machine's extraordinary demand for power meant we needed to act quickly, as we wouldn't be able to keep the portal open much longer. When we made this known to the other side, we received a very unexpected reply, a letter of invitation. After some deliberation, it was decided to accept their hospitality and send a person to the other side. There was an individual who took the job almost immediately. I suppose that's my character? I guess I'm that dude. Reza Izquierdo. Okay, that is on me. Izquierdo, what a strange name. There's a raid going on. Easy Brazil, thank you so much and welcome to the stream, everyone. Happy Friday. Hey, I'm sorry a bit late today, but here we are. Dragons with Scaly Wings. So for those arriving now, this is a sort of one of those dating sim games, I guess that's what you call them. And even though I actually don't like this kind of game, I was intrigued by this one, and a friend gifted it to me last week or a couple weeks ago or something like that. But anyway, I know nothing about this game except that it is a sort of dating sim and there are dragons in it. That's it. I know nothing, but nothing else. So everything that I'm going to see here is going to be first-hand for me as it is for you. So Reza Izquierdo, that's a strange name. I knew him, or rather, had known him. We attended the same school back then, and even had a few classes together. We never really were very close friends, but we talked to each other occasionally and hung around with the same crowd sometimes. However, we still went our separate ways in the end. I wasn't sure what to think about the whole thing. But he had English.exe has stopped responding. But he had to have known what he was doing. I don't know why I said it like that. He certainly was brave. Either that, or just very, very foolish. While I wasn't sure which, his courage was applauded by others. After all, he couldn't possibly have known who or what would await him at the other side of the portal, at the other end of the portal. And if he did meet someone there who knew what kinds of intentions they might have. Yeah, I mean, if someone who I have never seen or even heard from the other side of a mysterious portal that just appeared in the middle of nowhere sends me a letter saying, "Hey, come over," I would be like, I don't know about that. Why don't you come over first? Or at least show yourself. I don't know, something like that. Especially knowing that apparently they know now they are dragons on the other side. So, yeah. I mean, I love dragons. Dragons are really, really freaking cool, but I don't think I would like dragons to actually be real because, well, you know, it would very likely not end very well for humanity. Let's just put it that way. Not that any speculation on our part would have made any difference. When the day finally came, through he went, with applause echoing across the area, equipped with only the clothes he wore, his multi-tool, a gun. A gun? Well, yeah, he doesn't know what to expect, so might as well be prepared, just in case, you know. A gun, and a device on his wrist that acted as a PDA. Then we waited. The crowd that was applauding him slowly dispersed when the enthusiasm died down, as there was nothing for us to do but wait and speculate. Approximately 8 hours later, we received our first message from him. While we had assumed the portal led to another... Sorry. My problem is that I'm keeping the cursors over some other letters and words, and that's kind of distracting my eyes to those, so I'm kind of mixing up the text. While we had assumed the portal led to another in a different country, or maybe on a different continent, the reality turned out to be much more foreign. Oh, so they actually didn't know. Okay, I suppose that was just some introduction. The situation he described to us was so outlandish that we initially took it as a joke. A very bad joke, maybe, even with worse time and no punchline at all. It soon became clear to us, though, that we may just have made one of the most important discoveries since the dawn of mankind. Finding the portal had been remarkable in itself, but this took to... Oh my god, I gotta drink some water. My mouth is also a bit dry. I was late to get back home, so I rushed everywhere to get here in time to do the stream. So I actually just got off the shower, if I'm honest. But this took it to a completely different level. From what he described about the place, or more accurately, its inhabitants, we surmised it could not be a part of Earth at all. We call them dragons because, according to Reza, that's what they were, or at least what they resemble the most. Even though we found it hard to believe, it had been these dragons who sent us all the letters, and what Reza found on the other side of the portal was a whole civilization of them. They could talk, write books, had buildings and electricity. In many ways, their society was actually very similar to our own. So, who were they? And where was this place? Could they be aliens? Our speculations led us to conclude otherwise. After all, we knew about the existence of thousands of planets, millions of light years away, that may have been theoretically habitable. Yet, even then, we had never found conclusive proof in regards to actual alien life forms. Well, I suppose technically they could be kind of considered aliens, since they would technically be from a different world than our own. So yeah, they're dragons, but I mean, let's say dragons do exist in the way most stories depict them here on Earth. Okay, let's say they exist. Maybe on another planet or another, I don't know, realm that you gotta go through a portal to get there, like this game proposes. They would be creatures from literally another world. So, by our definition of what an alien thing is, they would be aliens, even though they would be just like dragons we know in tales and such. That's okay, Cookie. I know it is late for you over there. Thank you so much for coming. And you have a very good night of sleep. Some people brought up quantum mechanics and parallel universes, but in the end, all of this was just conjecture and an ultimately fruitless endeavor, since we neither had the means nor the resources to explore these possibilities in greater details. This to say you invade a land. I mean, if I could, maybe. I don't know. I think there's just one more thing worth mentioning before I move on. The previous isolation had been mutual. They hadn't known about any other intelligent life form beyond their own. Their portal had only recently been discovered and was a technology previously unknown to them. And just as we had myths about dragons, they had myths about us. Oh, that's weird. That actually would be kind of weird as a human to think that if dragons were real, they would have tales about humans. That's very strange. That was what we knew about them so far, and as interesting as learning those things and debating their cultural significance was, we didn't really know what we should make of it all. Reza apparently was sure of what he was doing though, as he eventually let us know that they had agreed on a trade. Ooh. We were to give them a few of our PDA devices, which contained vast amounts of knowledge, dwarfing even that of encyclopedias. In return, they would supply us with generators. Why generators? We already can generate enough power on Earth as it is. Overall, like really, why generators? We already have those. I understand if these dragons don't ever had PDAs, so that would be a new, let's say, maybe a revolutionary technology for them. But generators for us, we've had generators for pretty much over a century by now. I'm pretty sure. Chev, welcome to the stream. Happy Friday. Thank you for joining us. Hey, thank you for making me meow. I guess. Okay, hold on. I'm not going to meow for very long because there's a lot of text on this game, so I don't want to spend much time. Not any more than I actually need, anyway. Than I actually have to. Let's do this. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Now, kind of like my cat now, like she does when she wants me to put more food on her already pretty much full bowl. Meow, 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 meow. Like no joke, my cat, even though her food bowl is pretty much all full. Or it is at least half full, and her water bowl is also full with fresh, clean water. She wants me to add more, so she comes up to me, and she doesn't normally meow like this, but she comes up to me, rubs on my legs, and starts to look at me and meow like this. Meow, meow, meow. As if she was in dire need of something, like, you know, as if she was saying, "Human, please, give me food. I'm starving. Please." And I'm like, "No, your bowl is full of food. Just go over there and eat." Sometimes she looks at it after I say that, and she looks back at me and goes, "Meow." She's adorable. I love her. And then when she doesn't actually want, she meows normally. She goes like, "Meow, meow." She only meows like that when she wants me to put more food on her bowl. And I'm like, "Cat, I know you want more food, but your bowl has a lot of it. You are not hungry. You are not in need of food. You are very well fed, thank God. So stop meowing like that as if you were dying or something, please." Cats, man. Gotta love them. Overall, they didn't seem as technologically advanced as we have been. But they did surpass us in that one aspect. Their means of generating energy seemed sustainable. Okay, so I suppose that would explain the generators. Maybe their generators are far superior than ours. So yeah, looking from that perspective, yeah, it makes sense. Hey, Koto, welcome to the stream. Happy Friday. I hope you're doing well. How are you doing anyway? Nice seeing you here. Thank you for joining us. Alright, bye, you can go now. See you in the next stream. Alright, Cookie, thank you so much for coming. I'm sorry you didn't see much because I had to stream the stream late. I had to stream the stream, no, because I had to start the stream late today. But yeah, see you on the next one. Remember, the next one is Sunday, and the next one after that is going to be Wednesday. You can check the schedules here on Twitch. But yeah, thank you so much for coming, Cookie. Have a very good night and have an amazing weekend. I'll see you next time. Now, let's continue with this text. There's a lot of text in this game. Awesome, Cookie. See ya. Not only that, but evidently, I mixed up evidently with eventually. Not only that, but evidently also quite efficient. We certainly would be able to put technology like that to good use. And trading mere past knowledge of the human race for something more tangible was a good call on his part. Yeah, okay. So what I talked about generators being a bad choice, considering this perspective, yeah, that is actually pretty good. Even better than giving them PDAs, because I mean seriously, who uses a PDA anymore these days? No one. We have smartphones, for crying out loud. That was where I came in. My prior experience in both biology and sociology made me a good fit to deliver our PDA devices for the trade. And while in the Dragon's World waiting for the prototypes of our generators to be manufactured by them, I would act as an ambassador on humanity's behalf. What a way to make a first impression by a display of mutual goodwill. Everyone benefits and everyone goes home happy. All is well. At least, that was the plan. Despite the images that living talking dragons might conjure up in some people's minds, again, this goes back to what I was talking about, our lores about dragons on Earth. Despite the images that living talking dragons might conjure up in some people's minds, I didn't even think of bringing a weapon myself, considering that they were reportedly friendly and peaceful enough. There was no need for me to fear potential ill intentions like Rez did when he had stepped into unknown territory, and, acting as humanity's ambassador, I had to do my best to uphold a high standard in fostering this diplomatic relationship. Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, if the first guy who went through the portal already had a gun for self-protection, just in case, and apparently reported that he didn't need to make any use of it, so it would make sense that the ambassador for humanity, who is there to try and consolidate good relations, like consolidate a peaceful relationship between the two races, it would make sense that he would not show both signs of hostility. It would not show, signs of hostility or signs of fear. Because I don't know. I mean, it certainly would likely give a bad impression if the second guy to go to the Dragon World comes with a gun as well. They would be like, okay, we understand the first guy, but why you too? The other guy is still alive over there. We didn't bite him. When the time came for me to step through the portal, all my mental preparedness vanished. My anxiousness was fueled by all the questions lurking in my head, just as the machine started to do its work. I mean, I think I too would be very, very, very extremely nervous if I was in this guy's shoes in such a situation. Would it hurt? Who would I meet on the other side? What if they really weren't so friendly and just made Reza write those letters? That's actually a good point. What if they weren't so friendly and just made Reza write those letters with the pretense of appearing friendly only to lure us into the den of a man-eating monsters and certain doom, with us ending as nothing more than a tasty afternoon snack? Again, dragons, by human lore, I mean, by human, the Earth human, I don't know, whatever. By the laws we have, that is actually a good point. And again, like I said earlier, I love dragons. Dragons are freaking cool, but I don't actually think I would like to add dragons actually to be real. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should have brought a weapon after all. Suddenly, I felt a shiver coursing through my whole body and beyond when I disintegrated. As if every cell, every atom on my body was torn from me and pulled into a different direction. I suppose we're going through the portal now. I saw darkness and light, painting patterns in the stars as I traveled, and images rapidly flashed before me of things unseen and unspoken, both horrifying and beautiful. It was an experience unlike any other. Yet over in just a split second. Then it was dark. I could only see a patch of lighter color contrasting with its dark surroundings as my vision started to clear. Its edges got sharper as the patch of light slowly took shape, giving me the distinguished outline of a reptilian head and an array of horns spouting from it. And the dragon's wearing a tie for some reason. That is actually nice art. It was a dragon. And as I could now see, a dragon who not only had a pair of round glasses, but also wore a burgundy tie around its neck. Oh, that's Remy. In the name of our people, I bid you welcome. If I may introduce myself, I am Remy, your guide and ambassador, a representative of our council. It seems pretty late in the night. The dragon spoke. It was one thing to have heard and read about this, but something else entirely to have one stand in front of me in flesh and blood and scales, don't forget about that, and tongue. It was good that all my mental preparedness had disappeared when I was teleported, because nothing could have prepared me for this. Sorry, I imagine you might still feel the effects of the teleportation. Drowsiness or weakness is not unusual, as it is fainting and spontaneous emptying of your bowels. Ew. Of your bowels, bladder, or stomach. How do you feel? Rendered speechless, I had totally forgotten that I was shouldering the burden of representing my people to them as well. So much for being professional, but at least he gave me a good excuse for my blunder. Yeah. Slurp. Why did I choose this name? I think I'm alright. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Maybe we should go before it gets too dark. Come with me, please. Can I ride you? So I followed the dragon, not straying too far from him, as the sun had already departed for the day, not from the day. Well, from the day too, I guess I could say. The day has ended, or is ending. As the sun had already departed for the day, and the remaining light diminished by the minute. It is getting hard to see where I'm going. Sorry about that. But we had a good reason to schedule your arrival like this. We did not want you to be ambushed by a crowd, so we had to keep your exact... Let me drink water. The thing is, I am not used to reading so much text back and forth like this. I haven't read a book in a while. Sorry about that, but we had a good reason to schedule your arrival like this. We did not want you to be ambushed by a crowd, so we had to keep your exact time and date of arrival secret. Thanks. I suppose an event like this would make me a celebrity of sorts. It would be the same if one of you came to us. That's quite an understatement. Some people here are rather superstitious. They might regard you or any of your kind as divine, I suppose. That's interesting. Really? How so? We do have certain myths that involve humans, and as such, oh, I suppose the history lesson will have to wait for another time. Here we are. By this point, it had gotten so dark that I could barely make out the building before us. I briefly wondered whether they might have streetlights elsewhere, or if they just did not require any due to possible enhanced eyesight or night vision. I was actually thinking the same thing right now. Well, a few screens before. Because everything is very, very dark, and they are dragons. And some stories, some lores about dragons do say that dragons do have night vision, kind of like cats. I could vaguely see the dragon, his light colors still visible within the blackness that engulfed the area. Hear up and manipulate the door handle with one of his four paws. That's a nice thing that the game has addressed paws rather than hands on the dragon. Hinges creaking, the door opened, and with the flick of a switch, the apartment was flooded with light, blinding me after all the time we had just spent without it. This is where you will live for the time being. It is fully stocked, but in case you need anything else, I left you a note with a few phone numbers. Oh, they have phones. It is getting rather late, so I will have to take my leave now. In any case, someone will come and meet you tomorrow morning. Thank you, Remy. Have a good night. Until we meet again. With a nod, Remy left the apartment, mindful enough to close the door behind himself. Surveying the room, I considered the events that had just transpired as my gaze met the window. I could see movement outside, and as I drew nearer, startled, I could hear footsteps in the grass, moving away quickly. Assuming it must have been the dragon I just met, I thought nothing of it as I went to bed. I'm sorry. I thought nothing of it as I went to bed and slowly succumbed to the sweet allure of sleep overdue. Okay, footsteps in the grass moving away quickly. Is this implying that maybe, even though it says that I thought it was Remy, but isn't this implying that there was someone spying through the window? And if it was Remy, then why would he be spying through the window and just go away like that quickly when he noticed I was coming up to the window? I don't know, that's weird. I spent a few minutes thinking about my role, my mission, and what it meant to be here now. I felt the responsibility placed on my shoulders. Oh, these are choices. I felt the responsibility placed on my shoulders, or I was eager for the adventure to come. Which one should I pick? Is this game supposed to have music? Because I am not hearing any at all. Just my voice babbling. I was eager for the adventure to come. I felt the responsibility placed on my shoulder. I mean, I suppose I would feel very nervous and anxious for both, but maybe mostly the responsibility, because let's face it, dragons, like, what if, so far they seem to be very friendly, but like from a human point of view, what if we do something that might not like and might consider to be, I don't know, kind of hostile, and they decided to, I don't know, do something bad to us because they feel threatened. Yeah, I suppose I would feel the responsibility placed on my shoulders. Now here I was, a stranger in a strange land. As I only began to feel the weight of the burden that lay upon me, the pressure of my task and the expectations I would have to meet in representing the species, culture, and civilization. So many would depend on it, yet I did not even know where the only human contact I currently was. Yeah, good question. What's the other guy? I was alone. Hey, some music, I guess. Inception, Chapter 1. Are these tarot cards with dragons on them? Actually, I would like to have a set like these. It would be fun. I don't know nothing about tarot, but I would like to have one just to say I have one. I awoke from uneasy dreams looking at an unfamiliar ceiling. Just for a moment, I wondered where I was before the events of last night. All came back to me. After a good stretch, I looked around the room, illuminated by the sunlight coming in from the window. Outside in the distance, the portal I had emerged from proudly stood on the peak of a small hill. Getting ready, I noticed something lying on the table. It was the note Remy had left for me in case I needed anything, along with his own home phone and work number. Yeah, that's nice. Very thoughtful. There were also some numbers for delivery of food and other necessities, as well as emergency and even janitorial services. He had certainly thought of everything, even though I now had to wonder what a dragon plumber might look like. I don't know, maybe well, we saw that Remy wears a shirt with a tie, so maybe I would guess that a dragon plumber. They might have a red hat on top, like a cap, maybe mustache, an Italian-like mustache, and some blue and red overalls. Why not? And they might say, "Rar, mamma mia, I'm your plumber." I gotta say though, even though my guys wonder what a dragon plumber might look like, I would be more concerned what kind of food deliveries they would have rather than what a plumber might look like. Like, after all, they are dragons. Like, what kind of food would I be able to order for delivery? Raw steaks? Or maybe half a cow? Still dripping blood, even, maybe. Who knows? Dragons! Come on. My musings were interrupted when the doorbell rang. When I opened the door, I was met by another dragon. That looks like a raptor. Why is this one blushing? It's pretty tiny for a dragon, really, really tiny. Hello, you must be Slurp. I'm Sebastian, and I'll be your escort, or security, I suppose. Usually I work for the police, though. Nice to meet you. He seemed a lot smaller than Remy, and I did say he was very tiny. Actually, apparently all dragons in this world are small because, I don't know, all of this furniture and windows, everything here seems to be pretty much human-sized. He seemed a lot smaller than Remy, and when he somewhat nervously extended his arm towards me, I noticed he apparently only walked on his hind legs, the two forelimbs instead having distinct arms, hands, and fingers. Shake his hand. Don't shake his hand. Kiss the hand. I'm gonna go with shake his hand, because one, he's male, and two, it would be rude to not shake his hand. Or maybe he might, being a dragon, he might consider it rude to shake his hand, or I don't know what he might think I am going to do. I don't know, let's go with the human thing. Let's shake his hand. When I took his hand into mine to shake it gently, I could feel the individual bumps and scales on his rough skin. Nice to meet you too, Sebastian. So, where are you taking me? Straight to business, huh? Wait, what was the voice I just gave him? I just gave him? I immediately forgot. Straight to business, huh? We're going to visit the plant where they are making your generators. They have some news for you, or so I've heard. Reza will be there too. Sounds great. Just follow me. This is pretty. Looks very Earth-like. While we walked, I was under the impression we were purposely let me start this over. While we walked, I was under the impression we were why can't I say this word? Purposefully, that word there, avoiding the busier parts of the town, instead straying towards the edges and small alleys as to not garner too much attention. Even then, we got the occasional stare. After just a couple of minutes, we arrived at our destination, where we were met by Reza, as well as yet another dragon, a vicious-looking beast that didn't stay too close to him. That is a very cool-looking dragon. Hey! Wait, didn't I just die? Hold on a second. OBS is giving me a red indicator. Is the stream still going, guys? I think it is. Let me check here on the other PC. Hold on. Okay, the stream is still going. Just the connection got unstable for a moment for some reason. Hey! Reza, long time no see. How true that is. Good to finally see another human face around here. What a coincidence to have you, of all people, show up. Yeah, I guess those degrees aren't so useless after all, huh? By the way, how's your friend? Who's your friend? Just my bodyguard. Same as yours. Don't bother him, though. Don't bother with him, though. Don't bother with him. He doesn't talk much. I bet he'd win in a fight with mine, though. He looks grumpy. Just like you. I'm pretty sure that if I pick this one, my quote-unquote bodyguard dragon, he might feel offended. I would. If I say that he looks grumpy, maybe he might find that dragon might find that offensive. Since I am trying to cause a good impression, I think I'm just gonna say just like you. Yeah, because this is toward to this guy that I already know. Very funny. Okay, now he didn't like it. Well, better to unimpress him than the dragons, I suppose. Those are some very pretty trees back here. I like this art. It's nice. This actually might be a real photograph that they just painted over. Very funny. The two dragons exchanged a few words, and as I met the gaze of the larger, tenebrous dragon a few paces from us, Sebastian turned towards me and spoke up again. Hey Slurp, this is Maverick. I know someone on Truckers MP, game moderator, who has the same name, who goes by the same name and has an identical avatar. I wonder if he uses that avatar and name because of this character. Regardless, I already said earlier that I like this character, this dragon's design. It's pretty cool. I like it. Although his horns could be, I mean, he could have some actual horns. This looks more like spikes. But yeah, it could have like a couple horns here or there. Yeah, it would look cooler. Hey Slurp, this is Maverick. Nice to meet you. What do I should I give this guy? He looks kind of older. Yeah, whatever. Just like... yeah, whatever. Just don't expect me to give you any special treatment like everyone else is and will be good. What are you talking about? So you're saying you haven't noticed the stairs and how they all treat you like you're the next messiah or something? No, I just thought... We're not the ones making a big deal out of this, you are. We're just here to get what we agreed on, and then we'll be gone. If anything, I'd actually prefer if you left us alone. That's a bit rude to say, Reza. But you're the one who insists on following me around wherever I go. Okay, he's referring to him and his bodyguard. I would I would probably need new pants after this. A growl escaped the darker dragon's trembling lips as he bared his teeth at Reza. Alright, that's quite enough. Let's all just go inside already, shall we? After you. If a dragon so much bigger than me were to, even if he wasn't doing this at me, was just doing it at someone else, but near me, he bared his teeth, made an angry face, and growled, I would take a few steps back and maybe think of changing my pants. I mean, come on. The crisis was quickly averted as we entered the building, which was characterized by its many floors, high ceilings, and long, narrow hallways as Sebastian led us to our destination. There you are! I was waiting for you. Why does she look like a dinosaur? They're supposed to be dragons. Wait a minute. I thought you were going to meet the guys from production. What are you doing here? They're only coming in later today. So you just have to make do with me. I see. Well, sir, this is Anna. She kind of manages this building, though actually she's more involved with the research wing rather than production and engineering. Nice to meet you. My pleasure. I have something for you. By the way. It'll take them a while to make all the generators we promised, but we've got one for you here. Feel free to send it home and give it a test. Hey, I'm here too! That's great. I'll take it. Looks a little small if you ask me. Don't underestimate its power. Oh, and do be careful not to drop it. Sure, I'll be waiting outside while you do your thing, Slurp. Bye! The way he moves out of the scene is like a zoop! I suppose I'll wait for you outside as well. What thing? Oh, you have brought the PDA? Of course, here you go. Alright, now to give this thing a test run. The PDA lit up as her hand swiftly moved around its interface in calculated motions. By the way, would you consider letting me run some tests on you as well? It would only take a drop of your blood. What? Why? I work in biology, so obviously this kind of thing would be very interesting to us. I'd share the results with you, of course. Well, that is a fair point. I mean, we humans would definitely want to do the same, or worse, to dragons if they would come to visit our world. Like, yeah, she's just asking for a small blood sample. Humans would likely want to dissect them. So yeah, this is a fair request. Sure, why not? Great. She was quick to produce a small device from a drawer, which we can definitely see in this very long corridor, which from a glance reminded me a lot of a test tube. Now if you would give me your hand, please. As I reached out to her, she took my hand into hers before she pressed the device into the back of my hand. I winced as pain jolted through my hand. Something sharp drove itself through my skin, and shortly afterwards a droplet of blood was sucked into a tube attached to a small needle. Well, that's how drawing blood works. Although, I don't think I have ever, you know, from the times I had to go to the doctor to draw blood for tests when I was feeling ill or something. They never drew blood from my hand. They always stuck the needle in my arm, either my forearm or my the forearm, because that's where the veins are the most visible, I suppose. But it's always been my forearm, never a hand. A bit odd. Well, they're dragons. Thanks. You're welcome. Hey, I got an achievement. Blood donation. You gave Anna your blood. Looks like your PDA is good, by the way. So we're just about done here. And since we're both in biology, it could be interesting if you want to meet me some other time as well. Here's my number. Alright. See you soon. Why is she giving me that look there? And that's a bit flirty. A bit flirty. She's like, see you soon? I would feel a bit awkward. Well, that was interesting. I guess I would say that too. Did she ask you for blood too? Yeah. Did you give it to her? Yes. Oh well, it's your choice. We've got no idea what they might do with it though. They will examine it to see what it's made of, what's in it, check what is a human DNA like. I don't know, stuff like that. I'm getting hungry. How about some breakfast? I'm all for it. I can't stand early mornings like this. That shouldn't be a problem. There's a cafe not far from here. What do you say, Movers? Movers! That's a cool nickname. I like it. What was the voice I gave him? I wouldn't mind to grab a bite myself. That settles it then. That's a cool place. Luckily for us, the cafe was mostly empty when we arrived, as it was still pretty early in the day. Reza was quick to lead me to a table for two, prompting the dragons to get one of their own, as the other side of on the other side of the restaurant. Why all the way on the other side of the restaurant? That's a bit rude. I don't like Reza. He's rude. He's rude. I mean, sure, I would feel awkward near these dragons, especially Maverick. But come on, they're dragons. They are being nice. And dragons are freaking cool. Come on, let them sit near us. Also, a lot of these dragons are quadrupeds, clearly, but how exactly does these chairs work for quadrupeds? I am wondering. Anyway, I would want to have the dragons sit at least near us. Well, on the same table should work too, because these are table for 4 actually. Wait, Reza picked a table for 2. There's so many table for 4s over here. That guy is very rude. Ugh, finally. I can't stand that guy being on my tail all the damn time. Oh, maybe it was because Maverick is always following him around. He might be sick of it by now. Still, a bit rude. Is that a bus out there? They have vehicles. They have cars. That's definitely a bus I'm seeing outside of the window there. They say it's for our own security. It does seem rather strange that they need someone following us everywhere. Maybe he just likes you a lot. No, I would say it is for security. Come on. A couple of humans walking around in a place full of dragons. Just like it would likely happen in the human world if a dragon would to visit. Someone might want to do something stupid. So yeah, it's for security. I'm very much aware that that is what they're saying. We were approached by an individual who appeared to be the waitress of the cafe. She was an interesting-looking dragon who, unlike the others I had seen so far, was more akin to a wyvern, possessing two rather large wings as her forelimbs, which resembled those of an oversized bat. Let's just not call her an oversized bat, okay? She might not take that very well. I wouldn't.
Oh, it's the humans!
You were able to correctly identify our species based on what we look like? Congratulations! Wait, where? Oh, it's a dragon! I am tempted to use to pick this option. Oh, it's a dragon! In response to her. Oh, it's the humans! I don't know. Wait, where? This might. I think she might take this one here as kind of a joke, or maybe it might confuse her, because she's gonna be like, "Wait, you're not humans? What?" Or something like that. You were able to correctly identify our species based on what we look like. Congratulations. This sounds a bit condescending, actually. This first one. It might be a bit rude. Oh, it's a dragon. Wait, where? I'm gonna go with this one. Oh, it's a dragon. Reza doesn't seem to have liked that. That's a good one. She liked it. Oh, she understood the joke. Welcome to our... Her name is Adine. Or Adine. Adine, let's say Adine. Welcome to our establishment. My name is Adine, and I'll be your waitress today. What can I bring you to? Just a coffee for me. How about some scrambled eggs with bacon? Today's special. Scrambled eggs with bacon. Okay, hold on. I'm pretty sure, considering that I have not had any food on the night I have arrived on this place, I'm pretty sure I would want to eat something, and my character just said before we came to the cafe that he was a bit hungry, so certainly I would like to eat something. I don't know about the guy in the game, but if it was me in his place, in a world where the dominant species are dragons, and for the record, I haven't seen any other animal around anywhere, even birds, I would wonder, do they have chickens? I would wonder, one, do they have chickens to, or at least any sort of some other type of bird to get eggs from? So therefore, where would these scrambled eggs be from? What creature would have laid them? And two, do they have pigs for bacon? I would, I don't know. It's like when you go to a very different country, one of those, let's put it into quotation marks, exotic countries where they have exotic food, you know. You go there and you ask for, I don't know, give me the special, and they serve you like a plate with a scorpion in it. And you go like, you know, this kind of situation. I don't know, what is the... I'm gonna go with the scrambled eggs and bacon. I love bacon. And scrambled eggs with bacon, that sounds amazing. Let's just hope it is chicken eggs and actual bacon from actual pigs. Yeah, me too. Just make it quick. Reza, don't be rude. She's so nice. Come on, dude. Sure thing. 2 scrambled eggs with bacon coming right up. As I was saying, if you look at the big picture, don't you think there's just something off about this whole place? Where is it really? Is this supposed to be a completely separate place from Earth, or even a different dimension? Some things just don't add up. Don't you think so too? I'm not sure. Yeah, I've noticed it too. Let me just grab my tinfoil hat real quick. Yeah, honestly, if a portal shows up in the middle of nowhere on Earth and going through it sent me to a place that looks like just like human Earth in terms of the, you know, aesthetics and some technologies. Like there's a bus right outside of the window, and apparently everyone here speaks English for some reason, but everyone's just dragons. I would think this is some sort of parallel universe, and honestly I don't think that I would be that fussed about it, as fussed about it as this guy is. I mean, definitely I would like to know where exactly is this place, how did this happen, how our worlds connected and stuff like that. But yeah, I wouldn't think like the implication that I am getting here. I'm getting that this guy Reza is implying that maybe there is some dark plot, which I don't know. There might be. On the intro video we saw a dead dragon, but at least at this early in the visit, I definitely would not try to overthink things so much. So yeah, let's go with this option. Let me just grab my tinfoil hat real quick. I've been here much longer than you have been. Maybe you see soon enough. I can't really say much more with you. I can't really say much more with you know who over there. He's probably listening to us right now. Yeah, he's a charming fellow. It doesn't seem so bad to me. What a creep. No, I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna go with he doesn't seem so bad. Because he doesn't. When I let my gaze wander, I saw that Maverick was looking in my direction. Our eyes met briefly, his expression not showing any discernible emotion, while I wondered whether it had just been a coincidence, or if he really was really able to hear us from the distance. He's a dragon, he likely is. I do have some theories, and if I'm right, we might be in trouble. What kind of trouble? What are you talking about? Shh, be quiet. I'll let you know more as soon as I can. But for now, let's just play along. After all, we already have one of these babies. He patted the generator's box for emphasis. God knows we need them. Oh, there she comes. Hello! The female returned, astounding me with her ability to balance the dishes on the edges of her wings. She placed her forelimb on the table and proceeded to move the dishes from her ring to us with a gentle push of her snout. That would be cute. There you go. Enjoy. Thanks. Now shoo, Scaly Face. Oh, that's really rude. Say nothing is also rude. I'm going to thank her because I am nice and that is a nice thing to do. The right thing to do. Thanks. You're welcome. Bye. I was wondering what kind of breakfast could be had in a place like this. But I was wondering the exact same thing. But I was pleasantly surprised to find it was sorry, let me start this over. I was wondering what kind of breakfast could be had in a place like this, but I was pleasantly surprised to find it was quite as I was used to. The only real difference was that they apparently didn't use cutlery. Cutlery? What is cutlery? That word is actually new to me. Hold on, Google. What is cutlery? For the record, just so you remember, English is not my first language. Oh, it's spoons, forks, and that sort of stuff. Cutlery, of course. Cutlery. Yeah, whatever. Well, it would make sense. They barely have, well, they have paws and their claws and such. They likely just stuff their face on the plates like cats do. When the waitress brought out meals to the two dragons across the cafe and exchanged a few words with them, Reza leaned forward and whispered something to me. "I'll send you a letter with a coded message later. You'll know what to do." "Will I?" Reza rose from his seat before he made it known to me that he still had a few things to do and left the restaurant, followed shortly after by the larger of the two dragons. Did he even eat his order? "Bye. Laters." I wasn't in a hurry, so I spent a few more minutes in contemplation while I looked out the window and finished my breakfast. Not that this whole situation was already bizarre enough, there was also now the vague sense of danger conveyed by Reza's earlier words. I did not even have an idea what kind of threat might be lurking out here. Eventually I got up, ready to be on my way for whatever else the day might bring. "Are you done?" Question. I don't have dragon money. Is this on the house? Who's paying for my breakfast over here? I suppose the government. Their government. Yeah. "Are you done?" "Sure am." "How'd you like it?" "It was alright." "Glad you enjoyed it. Just wait outside and I'll handle the rest here." "Sure thing." "Oh, that's pretty. This is really, really pretty." No, seriously, this place is really pretty. It does, however, not match the kind of vista we had from the window of the restaurant, because in the restaurant, the stuff outside the windows, they look like downtown area on a modern city. There was even a bus. This looks like a village, like an old village. I stepped outside, taking in the scenery of this strange, familiar world. In the short time I was here, I had already found the similarities between their world and our own utterly fascinating. After all, we were talking about an unmapped place with a never-before-seen form of life. As far as discoveries were concerned, even something as simple as a new unicellular organism or even bacteria would have been remarkable. He should not have reminded me of bacteria, because who knows what kind of disease humans could contract from interacting with dragons in their world, and vice versa, for that record. Like, what kind of disease could humans bring to the dragons? Yet, here I was, standing in the middle of a village, evidently built by this race of intelligent talking dragons with a society not unlike our own. Reza didn't seem to share the same interests, and instead was more smitten about the generator. But given our reasons for coming here in the first place, I couldn't blame him for his enthusiasm being focused on something else. My thoughts were interrupted as something suddenly zipped past me just a little too close, causing me to stumble back. It was a rather small dragon with a bag clamped in its maw, who apparently had somewhere to be. "Ah, that's a cute dragon. That's a very cute dragon." I regained my footing and watched as it disappeared into the distance. Even though I'd seen enough dragons to recognize their variations in size, color, and other attributes, I guess this one must have been a juvenile of its species. Shortly afterwards, Sebastian joined me outside, having taken care of the tab. "I gave her a generous tip on your behalf. I hope you don't mind." "Of course not, as long as I don't have to pay for the bill." Actually I do. How nice of you. I would say how nice of you. I would be concerned about me having to pay, but yeah, let's go with how nice of you. In any case, now that you have given us the PDA and Reza has a generator, you're free for today. So if you want to go anywhere in particular, let me know, or I could show you around town. I was tempted to be given a tour, but considering Reza's words, I wanted to be careful not to stray too far without knowing more about this world first. I think I'll stay home for today. I still have to get used to everything, you know. I'll just accompany you back then. There you are. Home sweet home, for now at least. Well, if you need anything, I'll be outside until my shift ends. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, see you tomorrow. See ya. Bye, Sebastian. I hadn't really looked at the apartment much, so I spent the rest of the day investigating it and relaxing. I mean, I think I would do the same. I would be excited to see what's out there too, but I definitely would be excited to see what an apartment built by dragons, supposedly 4 dragons, would be like. So far it's very human-like, but I definitely would like to explore it before going outside. I considered checking out some of the phone numbers Remy had left me, but I thought it was better to keep a low profile for now. I found the kitchen, for a second I almost read this, I found a kitten. I found the kitchen fully stocked with plenty of groceries, though the variety was wasted on me. I hadn't been a particularly great cook in the first place, but what was more, I didn't even recognize some of the things I found there. Whether they were edibles that we had back home that I just didn't know about, or something completely alien, I wasn't sure. But I didn't want to take the risk of eating anything I didn't know. After all, it was possible that some of the comestibles? That word is also new to me. After all, it was possible that some of the comestibles might be fine for them to eat, but still be poisonous to us. Yeah, good point. Even in our real world, there are types of food that many animals eat and depend on, but if we humans eat them, we will get sick and maybe even die. So that is a very valid point my character is raising here. Better be safe than sorry, you know. I was also glad to find a shelf that was filled to the brim with a variety of books. While I found the subject matter of man, myth or reality, to be quite intriguing, I had to give up after just a few pages due to its exponentially dry writing style, which I wasn't inclined to enjoy at the moment. Let me drink some water. In the end, I settled for an adventure novel about a dragon archaeologist who stumbles upon the remains of a long-lost human civilization, after which she is hunted by an evil organization who wants to use the found magical artifacts for its own nefarious purposes. While entertaining, I had to admit that it reminded me a little too much about the trashy novels we had at home. I certainly found it amusing that certain tropes were not really unique to us as a species, though I wondered whether this kind of literature had fallen into disfavor here as it had back where I came from. My God, my reading today is awful. I was reading a particularly exciting scene in which the hero, Sheridan, uses one of the magical artifacts shaped like a pair of human hands holding a scepter with a globe at the top to prevent herself from being crushed and ground into a bloody pulp by an ancient human temple's moving walls, when I suddenly heard the doorbell ring. Ding dong! That's an interesting fella. Hello there! Would you please sign here? I'm not signing away my rides with this, am I? I've got a letter for you that requires signature information. I see. Looking over the clipboard the small dragon was holding up to me, I saw that the sender of the letter in question was Reza. Here we go. I'm Lauren, by the way. Yeah, that's a fitting name. I'm Lauren, by the way. Would you mind if I asked you a few questions? What is this about? I'm just making small talk. Wait a minute, I recognize you. You tried to do the same thing with Reza. Maybe I should report you to your superiors for your inappropriate behavior toward clients. But it's important. Please, just let me talk to Slurp for a few minutes. You know how it is. If you want an interview with one of the humans, you have to get permission from the proper authorities. Help me out here, Slurp. As an ambassador, you care about the accurate portrayal of humans in the media, don't you? Then you should talk to me. Otherwise, someone else will fill in the blanks, and who knows what they will come up with. Let me show you something. The small dragon opened his bag. Oh, it's a male. I thought it was a female. The small dragon opened his bag, rummaging through a number of letters in small packages. I think I lost it. Anyway, I wanted to show you some pictures of what people think humans look like. On some of them, they have like 4 heads and look nothing like you. It's crazy. What are you, Lauren? A reporter? No, I'm just... Do you want me to remove him, Slurp? Is what he's saying is true? Wait, what? Yeah, I guess. I see. That sounds pretty interesting, though. Alright, you can leave your number here, and maybe I'll call you later. But that's all I can promise. Thank you so much. He quickly produced a small sheet of paper and scribbled his number on it. Afterwards, he sheepishly presented it with both hands. All right, you got what you wanted. Off with you now. Bye. Okay, that is cute. I was kind of hoping I would get the option to let him stay and ask stuff. You know, have a little chat. I mean, if it was me, I would say to the officer over here, that's all right. He can stay a little bit. You know, be nice. Sorry about that. Don't worry about it. I guess that should be all. I'll see you tomorrow then. Right. Goodbye. With all the commotion, I almost forgot that I was still holding Rez's letter. Within the plain envelope was a similarly plain sheet of paper, with his handwriting. When I started reading, however, I saw that his wording was so full of the pleasantries I knew he hated that I assumed every word of it was faked, as to conceal its true intent. He did mention I'd know what to do, but I wasn't sure of how I was supposed to decode the letter's secret message. Alright, he did say he would send a letter in code. That makes sense. I didn't remember ever having a conversation about this topic with him. Yet, he still relied on me to remember whatever it was that was missing. Or he thought I would just be able to figure it out on my own. This is what it said. Hello, my dear friend. I hope this letter reached you swiftly and in good condition. Unfortunately, we were not able to catch up earlier. Of course, you just took off, didn't even eat your breakfast. Unfortunately, we were not able to catch up earlier. So, I wanted to write you about this letter. I wanted to write you this letter. How have you been these last few days? Dude, we just met a couple hours ago. I know, this is a letter in code, I know. Or maybe he could actually just be asking about the time we haven't talked. What have you been doing? How's the family? I probably should be reading this in the voice I gave the guy. I feel like there is so much we should talk about, since we have not seen each other much recently. At least we have a chance to do this in this forum. Quite an exciting venture we are on now, right? How have you liked it so far? Made any dragon friends yet? Haha. Anyways, I will be looking forward to your reply soon. Best regards, Reza. Various things came to mind. Only reading certain words or letters was one that I thought of immediately. But I couldn't make out anything after trying to find the system within its array of letters and lines. Maybe I had to look more carefully. I think I know its meaning. Read between the lines. Look elsewhere for hints. Let's try reading between the lines. Lines, of course! Maybe I was supposed to read between them? I didn't even have an implement. I didn't even have an implement on me, which I would have been able to read fine print. Though with his handwritten letter, I doubt Reza could have done anything of the sort. Okay. Let's look elsewhere for hints. Or maybe he referred to the fact that we were both given an apartment. Considering the things they provided for us, maybe I just had to find the right object to decode the message. There were many everyday items here, though, and of course I still had no idea what in particular I was looking for. Let's look at the bookshelf. The bookshelf was stocked with quite a variety of books on different topics. Look behind the books. Maybe Reza left me another message here at some point. He could have known that I was going to live here, so I suppose it is possible that he helped with the preparations and hid something for me to find. Nope. Even after removing every single book from the shelf, there is still no indicator of anything that would help me decode his secret message. But even if Reza did leave a hint, this could have been anywhere in the apartment, and not just on this bookshelf. Okay, let's check each individual book. Maybe it has something to do with the books. The shelf is full of them, but I suppose the hint could be hidden inside one of them. Which book should I look into? Draconic Desire. That's an interesting title. Assault of the Humanoids from Outer Space. Born to Serve. Price and Prayer. The Exoman Sphere and How to Use It. That sounds interesting. Let's check this one first. The Sensation That Swept the Nation, the Novel of a Generation. A newspaper. Draconic Desire. Hey Katita, welcome to the stream. Happy Friday. Thank you for joining. No, it's still going. If it's frozen on Twitch, try refreshing the page. I was so young and naive back then, barely having reached the age at which the arduous process of finding a mate, settling down, and starting a family became expected. Yet, none of my peers interested in myself. They were childish and crude and uncultured. I was lost in a sea of uncertainty, drifting, hoping to be found by the one one day. And then I did. How fast time flies when you're happy. I can't believe this was just 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago I found the one, my truest soulmate there ever could be. Like a wrecking ball, he came out of nothing, breaking all the barriers and entered my life. 2 weeks ago I was nothing. Today, I am the happiest dragon alive. Who knew that out of all the people alive, it only took the right one to ride life itself. Are every single one of the books gonna give me a text to read? Because that is a lot of text. And I'm gonna drink water because Katita wants me to. There's more text. Who knew that to meet the perfect one, the only thing you needed was... What? I don't think there's anything here. And who let this mess ever go to print? Sheesh. Yeah, that book actually was kind of what I was expecting it to be. With a title like that. Anyway, I think I'm going to check this one because this one has a kind of suspicious title for me. The Ixomen Sphere and How to Use It. As a manual meant for the general populace, this booklet intends to bring you, the valued reader, closer to the uses and joys of an Ixomen Sphere might bring. What is an Ixomen Sphere anyway? I have taken utmost care to use simple language and instructions to remove the well-known barrier between individuals and knowledge of proper use of this most wondrous device. For interested parties, a chapter about the Ixomen Sphere's history and ideas for advanced applications can be found later in the book. Quick Start Guide. Step 1. Place your Ixomen Sphere on a flat, stable surface. Make sure that the surface is, indeed, stable and flat. Expert tip. Use a spirit level in order to determine if a surface is absolutely horizontal in order to prevent the Ixomen Sphere from rolling off the table unintendedly. Step 2. Plug your Ixomen Sphere into any fitting household outlet. Warning! Make sure the Ixomen Sphere's power switch is in the off position prior to plugging it in. Step 3. Locate the power switch of the Ixomen Sphere. This step may introduce some difficulties, as many different models of Ixomen Spheres exist, with varying methods of turning them on and off. When in doubt, please contact your Ixomen Sphere's manufacturer to help you with this step if necessary. The hell is an Ixomen Sphere? Now I know how to work an Ixomen Sphere, whatever that is. Let's check Born to Serve. Although maybe my colleague might think the dragons want to enslave humankind or something. Chapter 1. Rise from the Ashes. Born to Serve, an autobiography by Avdon the Seventh. Seventh? I forgot Roman numerals. That's 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I think this is 7. A council member of some renown. A council member of some renown. That's another wording. Anyway, rise from the ashes. From the day I was born, I knew I was destined for greatness. As a member of the Avdonian household, nothing less was expected from me. My father, Avdon VI, made sure of that. My mother, however, was a worm. Not literally, mind you. She was not some sort of annelid screaming beneath the earth and living in filth. No, she was just what I would describe as the lowest form of life. Oh, that sounds terrible. Not concerning herself with matters of any importance, she instead sought to base her existence on superficialities. Not that it mattered much, as I grew to hate them both equally. Oh, what a sad life. For those who may want to critique me now for saying this, I have no doubt of my father's political achievements, yet only those who had to live with him know that these successes came at the price of his very soul. An empty shell of a dragon driven by nothing but his performance as a politician, not as a father. A politician, huh? I wonder what the actual government is like. Let's check. Wanna bet there might be something on this one here. Assault of the Humanoids from Outer Space. Let's check Price and Prayer. A polygraphical novel. Preface. In the for 1,000, whatever that is, 14,022nd years since our ascent to sentience, a most extraordinary chain of events led to the most extraordinary of circumstances in our politics and society. These events have since been buried in history until I stumbled upon the records of these tumultuous times. I have taken it upon myself to dramatize the events in a manner that is both accurate to history as well as entertaining to any reader who might have an interest in such stories. This is not just for my own personal gain, as I hope to make this story available to a larger audience than just a few who have permission to visit the archives. I believe the wisdom to be gained from the ensuing tale to be more relevant to us now than ever. Excuse me. Assault of the humanoids from outer space. That's a cat. Excuse me. I kind of choked on saliva. Drink some water. That's better. Arc 1. It was dark. It was a dark and stormy night, relentlessly powering. No. I just drank more water, Cachita. No worries. Thank you for the reminder. My throat also reminded me. Relentlessly pouring was the rain outside, periodically interrupted by the loud echo of thunder, again and again. So quick had its roaring. That's. Oh my god, this text has so many weird words that I have never used before. So quick had its roaring staccato become that it almost seemed like someone was pounding against the door. No, someone really was pounding on the door right now. The door swiftly opened, and the moment for which the house's owner had waited decades finally was here. No! Not on the field of battle do you meet me, human scum, but in the comforts of my own home do you seek to assassinate me? Feel my wrath! May it lead you to a slow and painful D-E-A-T-H death! He screamed at the top of his lungs. Your resistance will only temper my blade, inferior creature. Taste my blade and die from it! The reply wryly came from the human invader standing within the doorframe. Hero quickly stabbed him with his magic pen, a lethal hit, which caused the human invader to slump to the ground instantly. His last words being, "Damn you, Hero. This is not over yet," while he melted into a red blotch, blotching out the hero's carpet. Hero looked up into the sky and realized that all the thunder and rain had really been the UFOs of the invaders, numerous enough as to rival the raindrops falling from the sky. This was the moment when he knew it was too late. This meant war. Really? An invasion by human aliens? Is that what they think we're like? You read a bunch of books. Hey, I got an achievement. Bookworm. Okay, let's go back. Okay, I have already checked the bookshelf. I had checked the books in the bookshelf. Let's check the bathroom. That's actually a nice bathroom. Let's look inside the cabinet. No razors. There are some pain meds though. Should I take some pain medicine? Why should I? I'm not in pain. Let's check the shower. Ha! No shampoo to be found anywhere, of course. And no hint either. Just some body wash. Makes sense. They don't have hair or fur, as far as the dragons we have seen so far seem to demonstrate. Let's look inside the cabinet. No razors. There are some payments though. Okay, let's take some. I'm not sure if this is a good idea, but here we go. Look inside the cabinet. Okay, there's nothing here. Let's go back. Let's look into the kitchen. Look, that's an interesting looking kitchen. Look in the fridge. Plenty of stuff here. Look at the meat. It is just a slab of meat. Nothing special here. There should be something special. What kind of meat that is? What animal died to provide that meat? That's one thing that I'm very curious about. Milk? Okay. Pasteurized. At least they've got that down. Seriously. Dragons. Dragons are not mammals. Number one, why would they drink milk? Number two, why would they get milk? Oh god, so many questions. Let's crack an egg. Let's crack an egg and look inside. Nope, just a regular egg. Chicken egg, I'm supposing. Examine the unlabeled container. It's an unlabeled container with some sort of white liquid inside. Well, here goes nothing. Let's taste it. It's salty. You drank a mystery liquid. Daredevil, achievement unlocked. Should I crack another egg? Okay, let's not faddle. Let's not meddle with that anymore. Let's look in the pantry. Just some fruits and veggies here. What should I look at? Date. If I put it on the floor and step on it, what would happen? I'd be going on a date. What? But no, there's no hint here. I don't get it. Let's look at the fig. Well, what do I do about the figs? Quite a bit, actually. Figs are ripe with history and still enjoy some cultural significance, especially in religious circles. For example, they are the leaves with which Adam and Eve covered themselves up in the Bible's book of Genesis. It also happens to be the kind of tree Buddha achieved enlightenment under. Not only that, but it is also mentioned in Greek mythology. Isn't it fascinating? Oh wait, there's more. The influence of figs also extends towards words, phrases, and sayings we still use today. Take the word sycophant. Sycophant. I never heard this word before. Take the word sycophant, for example, which comes from a Greek expression meaning someone who shows the fig, which was a vulgar gesture at the time, or I don't give a fig, which of course is a figure of speech. Ah, that's interesting. It might as well be said that the influence of figs is as far as reaching as its fruit is succulent, figuratively speaking, that is. Okay, that is pretty cool. I'm afraid nothing of this actually helps with Rez's letter though. Let's check the pairs. There are two of them. What a nice pair. That's a punny pun. Grape. So, Daddy Grape... excuse me? So, Daddy Grape finds his kid crying and asks, "What's wrong, kid?" But through all the tears, the kid couldn't get a single word out. Eventually, Daddy had enough. So he said, "Stop with..." No, I won't say it. It wasn't a good joke anyway. Okay, you learned a lot about fruits. Let's check the lemons. Lemons, of course! Why I didn't realize it sooner? Oh, of course. Invisible ink. Lemon juice is about the simplest way to write a hidden message using household items. We learned about that in chemistry in the most boring detail, of course. A message written in lemon juice on paper becomes just about invisible to the naked eye when dried. But after heating it gently, oxidation occurs, making the message visible. I was sitting next to him. I was sitting next to him in class when we learned that. He made a joke about using the method to cheat on the next test, and I replied by saying he'd have to bring an iron. And he really expected me to remember a random chemistry class that happened years ago. But then I didn't remember it after all. Meet me at the portal tonight, 10 p.m. was all the message said. I wasted a good amount of time, but I still had some left before I'd have to go. Sorry, let me start this over. I wasted a good amount of time, but I still had some left before I'd have to go out to meet Reza, so I decided to make some lunch. That's a good idea. Afterwards, I resumed reading my book about the continuing adventures of Sheridan and her exploits in destroying cultural artifacts. Unsurprisingly, it came to a happy end, with the evil organization stopped in its tracks, at least for now. I thought the ending was deliberately left open for ambiguity, but when I turned the page and saw the advertisement for the next entry in this apparently long-running series of books, I realized all of this had just been a ploy to set up the inevitable sequel. That's how they get you. Luckily, the disappointment didn't last long, as I had to get going to meet Reza at the portal. Hey, night lights now! Excellent. Well, actually, these are building lights, but whatever. When I got outside, it didn't seem quite as dark as it was when I arrived yesterday. I might have had difficulty finding. I'm having difficulty reading this. I might have had difficulties finding my way, otherwise, but I could still see the portal in the distance. As I was walking, I wondered if anyone was following me, but the land seemed oddly deserted. Was everyone already asleep? This is pretty. Hey, there's the portal. Kind of looks like a pair of whistles standing in the vertical. Eventually, I arrived at my destination. Reza was already standing idly by the portal, his fidgeting making it obvious that he had waited just for me. I was already wondering whether you'd get it at all. Guess I did. What'd you expect? Well, you didn't make it easy. Well, that was actually easy. It's just that, well, how was I supposed to know he had written with invisible ink? Well, lemon juice, but still. Guess I did. What a wonderful night it is. Just look up the stars. You can see them so clearly here, without all the pollution lingering in the air like back home. Almost as if we were looking right into the face of eternity itself. For so long humanity thought we'd find aliens out there. Yet after all these years, we found we were still alone in the universe. Turns out we were just not looking in the right place. Good point. What's going on, Reza? Why did you call me here at this time? For one, because we're sending the generator home. Right. Before I was sent here, they told me they would limit the use of the portal as they couldn't afford to keep it open all the time. In order to keep in contact with us and to be able to send things over to them, the portal would be open for just a quarter of an hour each day. Sending something back home wasn't really problematic for us, since the high energy expenditure associated with sending bigger objects only affected the sender, not the receiver. However, this also meant that until all business was concluded in regards to our trade with the PDAs and the generators, we were basically stuck here. As for the other, do you know what this place is? You said something about trouble. How much danger are we in, really? More than enough. I'm afraid this whole place will be gone soon, and we better not be here when it happens. What? Yeah, I know. No, I don't know. Yeah, what are you talking about? Just spit it out already. What are you talking about? I hoped you'd see it too. But then it took me a while to understand. And I had a head start on you in any case. While he was speaking, my gaze wandered and fixed on some movement nearby. It was hard to make out anything, but I imagined it might have just been wind blowing through the nearby shrubbery, except for the fact that there was no wind. Reza, this might take a while to explain, but we've got the whole night. Reza, look. He turned around to face whatever I was seeing. He squinted hard before he called out. You! How dare you follow me even here? Oh, is that a Maverick? The disturbance came closer until it became clear that it was Maverick. Yeah, it was Maverick. I knew it. Until it became clear it was Maverick, who had hidden nearby to listen in our conversation.
I knew you.
What was the voice I gave him?
I knew you were up to no good. What are you talking about? What are you planning here? Some kind of attack?
Wait a minute. There's no reason to.
Don't try to deny it. I heard you both talking about. Yeah, I heard you both talking about it in the cafe, and I saw the letter. I saw the letter. You think I couldn't smell the lemon on it? Pathetic. You will have to come with me to the police station. Now, both of you.
Come on, I think you're overreacting. No! You didn't do that. Reza, what are you doing? Come on, Slurp. Come on, Slurp. Let's get out of here. Did he actually shoot the dragon? I heard a shot. In the dragon's side, I could see the wound where the bullet had penetrated his side. A trickle of blood staining from... I'm sorry. That caught me by surprise. In the dragon's side, I could see the wound where the bullet had penetrated his hide. A trickle of blood staining his dark scales, and the earth beneath. Reza used the opportunity to run off in some direction. I wasn't sure which. I frantically scanned my surroundings looking for Reza, though he had already vanished into the darkness. What was I supposed to do? Run away as well? Help Maverick? Yes, help Maverick? What, you idiot, of course! I was just a diplomat and I had no idea what was happening. Suddenly the dragon whipped around, hit me in the guts with his thick tail. I was lifted off the ground and briefly before I felt the impact on my body hitting the ground. Hard enough that my vision blurred almost immediately. A deafening roar battered my ears. Was this his cry for help? I could barely move, but I found it better not to try, as not to startle the wounded dragon more than he already was. Yeah, that's not a... Yeah, good idea. Good idea, my dude. It certainly would have ended badly for me if he tried anything. I heard him take a few unsure steps before he lay down on the ground, panting.
I'm still watching you, and you better not move, for your own good. If I have to get up again and come after you in this condition, I can promise you, it won't be nice. I won't be nice.
I took a few minutes of listening to his labored breathing before someone arrived. It was two dragons. The first I recognized was Sebastian. The other one I didn't know. I heard Sebastian and Maverick exchange a few words when the stockily fellow approached me. That's a threatening sight. Hello. Hey, kid. You alright? He seems much friendlier here now. Still feeling a little dizzy. I think I'm alright. Everything considered, I am pretty sure that's what I would say. I am Bryce, the chief of police in this town. Can you tell me what happened? I'm not sure. Reza shot Maverick and ran off. Maverick followed us here and tried to apprehend us. I should tell the truth. For one, to avoid any further confusion, any further trouble, and two, to not cause any more trouble. So I want to say that Reza shot Maverick and ran off, which is the truth. But I'm not entirely sure what the bloody hell is going on here? I'm just gonna say that Reza shot him.
Is that so?
His face was stern and seemingly lost in thought as I overheard Sebastian's conversation.
Yeah, but you're the flyer on duty. We probably won't find him now. Not here in the darkness at any rate.
Well, that's just brilliant.
What do you think, Chief?
Slurp, can you walk?
Yeah, I think so.
Alright. Sebastian, take Slurp to the apartment. Get us some help here for Maverick, and then we'll look for Reza.
Right on.
Come on, Slurp. I'll help you up. I was still shaken up by the events I just witnessed when I arrived at my apartment, not knowing anything better to do. I soon fell into a deep slumber. The next day, I awoke with many questions lingering in my head. I considered calling someone from the police department to ask about Reza and Maverick, but in the end, I decided against doing so as I was sure they would contact me if they had anything to tell me. I knew it was no use worrying about it for now, so I settled for starting another book. Just a minute, I'll be there in a moment. It didn't take long though, before the doorbell rang. Did Bryce, the chief of police, take it upon himself to escort me today? Oh, it's you again.
Are you surprised?
No, but I guess it would mean bad news.
Right so. How are you holding up?
Better than yesterday, that's for sure.
Let's go for a walk then, shall we?
Sure. This time I was taking along a different route than yesterday, and I was quite sure there was more to this than just taking a walk. I'll just go ahead and guess you didn't find Reza.
Yeah, we hoped he would have come back to his own. Yeah, we hoped he would have come back on his own by now. Do you have any idea where he might be? Maybe he mentioned some sort of place in particular that hopes some meeting to him.
No, not really. We didn't get a chance to talk much at all yesterday before.
There's that too.
I have no idea why Reza would have done anything like that. I had the impression that they weren't very fond of each other, but this... How is he, by the way?
Oh, Maverick is doing fine.
But there's plenty of blame to go around.
You're right. They didn't particularly like each other.
In his statement, Maverick says he suspected Reza of planning some sort of attack.
Do you know anything about that?
No, he only told me something was going to happen, not that he was planning anything. At least that was the impression I got.
He's suspecting you too, by the way. That you both planned you both planned this all from the beginning.
No, that wouldn't make sense. Actually, none of this makes any sense. Why would we go through all the lengths of our agreement only to jeopardize it by doing something like this? You even already have our PDAs and we don't have much to show for it yet. I think he means that we still don't have the generators. They have all the PDAs, but we don't have the generators yet. If we had any nefarious plans, this wouldn't have been a very good idea.
You have a good point. I believe you.
But from your side, we only have Maverick's story. We only have Maverick's word on the whole matter. But from our side, we only have Maverick's word on the whole matter.
After all, he was the one who spent the most time with Reza since he arrived here. But even then, he didn't really have any reason to follow you yesterday, and his behavior was completely out of line. I'm just glad you came out fine. If he wasn't on mandatory sick leave, he would be suspended right now. We'll have to wait until this whole thing is over before we decide what to do with him. I can assure you this won't be taken lightly.
Let's see, what choice do I pick? Maybe they both acted in the heat of the moment? Where I come from, this kind of attack on a diplomat could be classified as an act of war, punishable by death. I hope so. I am not going to pick this option in the middle because I have no idea what the laws of these dragons are like in this place. Maybe they do have a death penalty and they don't really, they are not really afraid to use it. So I am not even going to suggest this. Besides, it could be taken as me suggesting him that they kill Maverick, and I don't want Maverick to die. Come on. That was all, as far as I am aware, all a misunderstanding. Let's kind of defend Maverick and say that maybe they both acted in the heat of the moment. Maybe. We still got quite a lot. We still got quite a lot on our hands now. Well, we still got quite a lot on our hands now, though. We have a wounded dragon and a missing human. This could lead to a diplomatic crisis. Maybe Reza will still show up soon, and we can get all of this behind us. I hope so. I really wouldn't want to jeopardize everything over this unfortunate incident. Yeah, but now, yeah. How about we both just keep this quiet? Yeah, how about we both just keep this quiet? Just keep quiet about this whole thing for now. After all, I don't think any of us wants our people panicking about this already, right? I merely nodded in agreement. I would too. This is a nice office. This is an office? Where am I? Eventually, we arrived at the police station where the chief took my formal statement in regards to yesterday's events. He asked me about Reza and Maverick too. Not that I knew much of anything that preceded yesterday's events, or the mysterious catastrophe Reza had mentioned. Afterwards, he thanked me and left to file my statement while I sat by his table, waiting and listening to the goings-ons of this small provincial town police department. Oh, I am in a small town. That would explain the architecture. A lot of talking between the two ensued that I couldn't make from my position. This went on for a bit until Bryce returned to me. Afraid I have more bad news for you. Reza has now officially become a murder suspect. A murder? We're headed to the crime scene and hoped you'd come with us. Me? A crime scene? I don't really know much about forensics. It's just that you're the only link to Reza we have. Consider what he said would happen to us. It's in all of our interests that we find him as soon as possible, and if he has anything to do with it, you might be able to help us find him. Your cooperation would certainly be appreciated, and it would be a nice gesture to show us that you are trustworthy in the eyes of those who might think otherwise, after what happened yesterday. Good point. Will you help us? I will help you, of course. I suppose I don't really have much of a choice here, but you're right. We've got to find Reza, and if that's what it takes, then I'll do it. Very well. Let us go then. That's a pretty park. On our way to the crime scene, he tried to prepare me for what would come. I had studied biology, so I was familiar with the sight of dead animals. That was a bit of a rude comparison, but I get the guy's point here. Asking myself how similar this would be, I wondered if my reaction would be any different if it wasn't a dragon, but a human corpse I would be seeing. That's a vending machine, so dragons have vending machines, and a payphone. Interesting. When we arrived, we were met by Sebastian, who gave us an overview of the whole situation. This morning, the victim was found by a delivery flyer for a restaurant. Blood loss from multiple wounds are the likely cause of death. Forensics was already here, so feel free to poke around. Goodbye. A few paces in front of us, the unfortunate victim lay on the ground, covered by a sheet of concealed covered by a sheet that concealed the body, but not the large red stain beneath. We approached while Sebastian went off to deter any curious onlookers. I know it won't be pretty, and I'm sorry for putting you through this, but you know what's at stake here. Just remember what I told you and you should be fine. Alright. Are you ready? I guess so. Ah, that's the dragon shown in the intro. What do you think? These are not gunshots. Well, he's definitely dead. Yep. Rest in peace. Let's just say this will be your test, and tell me what you can deduce from what you see. Give it your best shot. Investigation start! Hey! I was not expecting this. 2 wings, 2 legs, just like the waitress in the cafe. About as big as a human, lengthwise, if not slightly taller. The wingspan would certainly look impressive at that size. Yeah, these are slashes. The wounds are kinda hard to miss. True, but what are they telling you? They were inflicted with a sharp implement. The perpetrator was an unusually large or small person. He was already dead when he got these wounds. It was suicide. No, it was not suicide. They were definitely inflicted with a sharp implement. These are gashes, as if they were made with a very big knife, or maybe claws, something of the sort. They are clean cuts, like from a knife or another sharp instrument. That is true. But why does it matter? Why does this matter? It actually doesn't. Dragons don't use knives. It couldn't have been Reza. It could have only. It could have been only. It could have been. It could only have been someone with hands. It tells us it was a suicide. Is the game trying to tell me this was a suicide? Why does it matter? It actually doesn't. It kinda does, actually. But dragons do not use knives, that's the thing. It couldn't have been Reza. That is not entirely true, because if Reza wanted to kill a dragon... Well, another dragon. If he wanted to do it, he probably might not want to raise suspicion, so he could try and do it in a way that it wouldn't seem like it was him, because gunshots, it would be too obvious. So dragons have claws. He could try and make it look like they were claw marks, but these don't really look much like claw marks. They look like knives. But dragons don't use knives. We saw that at the cafe. They didn't give any forks or knives or anything when I ordered those scrambled eggs with bacon. It could only have been someone with hands. I'm gonna go with dragons don't use knives. Actually, we do. Mostly by those who have the proper hands to use them, but still. Okay, fair enough. It couldn't have been Reza, but if I say this, is the police chief going to think that I am maybe trying to defend Reza? I don't know, it could make me suspicious. It could make him suspicious of me. It could only have been someone with hands. Well, actually, it could have been a dragon with a quadruped dragon with claws in his paws. It tells it this wasn't a suicide. Could have someone with hands. That's right. Only those of us who walk on 2 legs have the proper dexterity to wield a knife effectively. Okay, good point. Most other dragons would probably just bite instead. Of course, this rule out most of the bigger dragons and flyers. But then, Reza still has his... What was it called again? You mean his gun? Yeah. If it was him, why would he kill someone with a knife rather than use his gun on him? It makes him look cooler. He lost his gun. Wait, did he? When he shot Maverick and ran away, I actually don't remember if he dropped the gun or if he took the gun with him. I suppose he took the gun with him because otherwise I'm pretty sure the police dragons would have found the gun on the ground, or I would have noticed it and mentioned in the game. So yeah, so let's not use he lost his gun. He did not want to make any noise. He wouldn't because it wasn't him. He wouldn't because this was clearly a suicide. Is the game really trying to convince me that maybe this was a suicide? Is suicide the choice here? I don't know. He wouldn't because it wasn't him. Well, I mean, after shooting Maverick, would he really take the risk while being stuck in here? Would he really take the risk to kill another dragon? I think that would be way too much to ask, too much trouble to ask for. For now, let's say that he did not want to make any noise, or he wouldn't because it wasn't him. Let's say it's this one. He did not want to make any noise. After all, he ran away from Maverick, trying to hide from the police. Something as loud as a gunshot would have easily given away his position and alerted others in the area. Right, that could be a good reason. By the way, which one do you think was the lethal one? Definitely the one on the neck. The one on his neck? I think it was the one on his neck. That's right. If all the blood from it wasn't a giveaway, this is a stab wound. Characterized... There's a bug on my leg. Go away. Characterized by a rather small footprint. You can tell it... Oh my god, this freaking bug. Go away. Characterized by a rather small footprint. You can tell it's also the deepest one. And from the location, it's pretty obvious this must have done tremendous damage. What else do you see? A lot of blood? Well, there's a lot of blood. The blood splatter suggests that he was hemophiliac. He had AIDS. What? He died here. This isn't blood. He was dragged here after he died. He committed suicide. No. If this dragon committed suicide, why would he have wounds on his wings and his chest and stomach? He would just go for his neck, also his mouth. The blood on his mouth suggests that he either has internal bleeding, which would make sense considering these bigger wounds over here, or that he bit someone. Although I find that unlikely. Hemophiliac. Hemophiliac? What's a is hemophiliac someone, a creature that drinks blood? I don't remember what it is. Let me look up on Google. Hemophiliac. A disorder in which blood doesn't clot normally. When blood can clot properly, let me zoom in a little bit. When blood can clot properly, excessive bleeding, external and internal, occurs after any injury or damage. Symptoms include any large or deep bruises, joint. Okay, so it is when the blood doesn't clot. Alright, I was wrong. I can't really say that is the case because although there is a lot of blood, the wounds are plentiful and very big. So it makes sense that there would be a lot of blood. Although I think if his blood wasn't clotting properly, there would be a lot more blood. He was dragged here after he died. But there were not marks of blood on the ground. He died here. He died here. Else there would have been a trail we could follow. The splatters also suggest that the splatters also suggest this is where they fought. That's true. Oh, I picked the right answer. Cool. Unfortunately, it doesn't help with determining who the perpetrator is. Objection! Excuse me. Sorry, I just always wanted to say that. I got the reference. Go on, please. What about the blood on his muzzle? You tell me. He's a vampire. The blood on his muzzle suggests he's a vampire. He fought back. He had a bloody stake earlier. He has gum disease. Ew, gross. He bit his tongue during the fight. No, I guess he fought back. Yeah, maybe. Remember when I said it? Maybe he bit someone or had internal bleeding. That blood might have been from biting someone. So he fought back. It might be the perpetrator's blood. Yes, that is true. I expect forensics already took a sample of it, so he might actually help us determine who the perpetrator is. Oh, wait. Remember on the beginning of the game when Reza asked about if I had agreed with donating a sample of blood for study? I had the impression that he refused to do that because he said that he also was asked to do it. What if maybe he did commit this crime and he might try to use my blood, the blood that I donated for the test on the lab earlier, to try and incriminate me? Oh, shoot. Alright, let's continue. I think that's about everything. Investigation over. You know what, kid? I'm impressed. Maybe I should have you around you more often. You did well on this first investigation. Hey, achievement unlocked, Investigator 1. Cool. I like this guy, he's cool. Hey Jeff, do you still need the witness here or for anything? Sebastian approached with the dragon who had discovered the body earlier. I recognized her as Adine, the waitress from the cafe. She seemed distraught, which, given the situation, wasn't very surprising. I don't think so. Take her to the apartment, get her statement. To the department, not the apartment, sorry. Take her to the department, get her statement written up, and that should be it. Sure thing. Hello, Adine. Alright, miss, we're going to have to take you to the department. Of course. When she spotted me, however, her composure brightened up visibly. Oh, it's the human! Well, I'm a human. I have a name, you know. That's a bit rude. Go away, that's even more rude. I'm gonna say that I'm a human. Well, I'd call you by your name, but you never actually told me it. I'm Schlierp. What are you even doing here? Do you work for our police now? I guess so. It looks like it. No, it's just a hobby. Looks like it. Maybe I should be calling you officer then. I don't think I'm quite there yet. By the way, I didn't know you also did deliveries. I do a little bit of everything, really. That's nice. I loved my scrambled eggs yesterday. If you like it so much, why don't you take our number? We could deliver something to you next time if you don't want to come in. Thanks. Sorry, I guess I should get going. Bye. Alright, bye you two. What should we do now? I suppose we'll head off too, unless
Oh no.
What is it? Hey, Maverick, how you doing?
We've got a violent homicide on... Homicide? We've got a violent homicide, and of course nobody from the department tells me. I have to find it out. I have to find out from a neighbor who wanted to ask me about it. Good thing rumors travel fast, eh?
Of course, nobody told you. Of course nobody told you. You're on sick leave. Mandatory sick leave, I might add.
I'm not here in any official capacity, you see. I am merely enjoying a curative walk in the fresh air and happened to come across you by accident.
What do you want?
I don't want anything. I just find it interesting that no one tells me about this, but the prime suspect's body can mess with the investigation.
Wait, sorry.
I don't want anything. I just find it interesting that no one tells me about this. But the prime suspect's body can mess with the investigation. I see how it is.
Ah, buddy, not body. I was misreading it. The prime suspect's buddy can mess with the investigation. Oh, he's salty because he wasn't told about it, and I'm here, and he's suspicious of me. Okay, fair enough.
I know what you're thinking, but don't jump to conclusions here. I don't need to jump. I don't need to jump to conclusions. I think the dead body we found says it all.
You really have an attitude problem, you know. If you were on sick leave, you'd be suspended right now for attacking Slurp yesterday. Do you even have any idea what kind of repercussions this could have on us all?
Me attack Slurp? As far as I can see, I'm the only one who's injured here. Besides, I'm so sorry for apparently being the only one who's doing his damn job. Right, let's just get it. Right, let's just.
This voice is taking quite a toll on my throat. Let me drink a sip of water.
Right. Let's just all sit idly by while the suspect's on the loose and planning his next move.
You know, whatever it was Reza was talking about, he was going to tell me just before you showed up yesterday.
I don't need to hear you. All of you people. I don't need to hear you, of all people, belittling me about this.
What's your problem? If anything, I want to find him just as much as you do.
Don't compare yourself to me. Your words mean nothing.
Enough. You shouldn't be here, so you better. You shouldn't even be here, so you better go now and get some rest before I have to take disciplinary action.
Fine. But when we find him, you will see I was right. If I have to prove it myself, so be it. Bye.
Can he even just do his own investigation like that? Well, as long as he doesn't interfere with us, we can really stop him from doing things in his own free time. I see. I suspect he wanted to adhere to the standards of performing an unbiased investigation, though. He has already made up his mind. It's clear to me he won't be looking for facts, just for evidence to support his own view in order to prove it to us or himself. Who knows? He's always been like that, always something to prove. We'll have to be careful. He will be looking for Reza soon enough. To be fair, I might be too if I was shot. Let's hope we find Reza before he does. At least that means someone will find him, right? Let's see. To be fair, I might too if I was shot. Is a fair choice, but let's hope we find Reza before he does. That is also a good point because, let's be honest, that's a dragon. Who knows what Maverick might want to do to Reza if he finds him first. And not to mention that Reza still has a gun. So what if he tries to kill Maverick again? Let's go with the first option, that to be fair, I might too if I was shot. Yeah, and that's exactly why we wouldn't be on the case if he wasn't on sick leave. And that's exactly why he wouldn't be on the case. Sorry. Don't worry, Reza will turn up eventually. I surely hope so. All things considered, I have to admit that it remained a possibility that Maverick was right, but could the Reza I knew really be a murderer? You know what? If you think of something that might help with the investigation, or if you need anything else, just call me. I will. Well, I think we're done here. Let's go. Bryce led me back to the apartment. I guess there wasn't really much for me to do in the meantime, as I was spared the more arduous parts of the investigation. Maybe I should have been glad about this, though now I had an afternoon to fill. What should I do? Meet with Remy. We haven't seen him in a while. Meet with Anna. Meet with Lauren. Meet with Bryce. Order some lunch. Maybe I should talk to Anna. She did say she would share the results of the blood test with me. Yeah, let's talk to her. She told me to meet her here, so she's got to be around somewhere. The production facility had many different wings, covering everything from research to processing, in addition to production. It was easy to get lost if you didn't know where you were going. I heard some commotion in the distance, and when I approached, I was surprised to see not only Anna, but Remy as well. They seemed to be in the middle of a heated conversation. I thought it would be inappropriate to approach now, so I remained several paces back, out of their field of vision, but still close enough to be able to make out their words. We have heard him. What was the voice I gave him? I can't remember. We have heard the rumors. So you've come to the base. So you come to me on the basis of rumors? Is that how you operate? What do you want from me? This is not the first time you've been in trouble, you know. They might not be so lenient with you this time. I don't know what you are talking about. Consider this a warning. You should proceed carefully for your own good. If you wanted to threaten me, the least you could have done was to send someone more intimidating. You may be larger than I am, but even I can see that you're just a big coward. Ooh, shots fired. Pew pew. You wouldn't dare to put your dirty claws on me. Yeah, I wouldn't. I'm here as a courtesy to you, not to threaten or intimidate. Do with that information whatever you wish. You know me well back, and if they find anything, there will be consequences. Do you think I care? This attitude of yours is not helpful. Neither are you. Well, I've said what I came here to say. Good luck. Whatever. I just noticed she has a pencil over there. Remy turned to leave and started walking in my direction. I ducked behind a pillar, and when he went past, I wasn't sure if he'd seen me. Either way, he left, and I was safe to approach. I was safe to approach now. What was that all about? Should I ask? Hello? Hey? Wait, how long have you been here? Not for very long. Not that it matters anyway. This is just par for the course for me. I know Remy. What's the problem? The nerve of that guy. He probably wouldn't be so uptight if it wasn't for that thing with his girlfriend a few years ago. But I don't care about him. It's his superiors that are the problem. They don't like me and the research I'm doing. They cite their traditions and values, claiming that those are what have kept us alive for so long. If anything were to change, it would obviously fracture the base of the society. If anything were to change, it would obviously fracture the base this society is built on, cause it all to collapse, tear apart families, and allow a hell to break loose. At least if you believe those old timers who keep repeating these phrases. All of that nonsense because of my research. Valuable research that could save lives, mind you. What kind of research are we talking about? I could show you sometime, but we are here to have fun, right? I thought you wanted to show me since you said we were both in biology and all that. Sure, but after doing this all day, you'll have to excuse me for not wanting to talk about it even more. Wasting my time with that guy was just another setback. Not that I don't already have more than enough work to do. Even right now, I'm supposed to be working overtime. Guess you can give me a tour some other time then. How disappointing, I see. Well, guess you can give me a tour some other time then. I will. Oh, and thanks for the blood, by the way. The results aren't in yet, but I'll let you know when they are. Good. I'm just as curious about the results as you are. No, you aren't. I am way curiouser than you are. Curiouser? Is that even a word? It is, since another popularized its use where I come from. Then I am on my way. Then I am way more curiouser than you are. Not if I am the curiousest. Excuse me for a moment, but I must weep for the English language. At this rate, why don't you just say you're the most curiousest? I'm not sure. I'm not a linguist, are you? Not exactly. But I have a way with words. My tongue is quite skilled, or so I hear. Some might even say cunning. In any case, if you have to work overtime today, does that mean I should wait for you, or do you want me to come back some other time? Neither. I think my break should start right about now. What a lucky coincidence. I hope no one notices your unscheduled break. I wish I had the ability to make breaks happen at my convenience. Let's just say, what a lucky coincidence. It is, isn't it? So, where are we going? I don't know where you are going, but I think I need a coffee for 5. You can tag along if you like. A coffee or 5, not a coffee for 5. It will be my pleasure. Sure, why not? I think I read not. Sure, why not? It will be my pleasure. Let's be polite. We'll see if it'll be mine as well. Okay. I hope you brought your own money though, because I'm not sharing. I didn't, but everything I purchased is taken care of by my ambassador status. Nice. Actually, that opens up some very interesting possibilities. It might, but I'd rather not do anything too fishy. I don't want to raise any suspicion, you know. Good point. Well, let's go then. After you, milady. There we are. Hey, we're back at the cafe. Finally. I can't wait to get some coffee into my system. Oh, hello, Adine. Oh, hello, Slurp. Nice to see you again. For the record, I am not good at making voices, let alone female voices. Hey, who's your companion? Can't you just take my order? I apologize. Let me try that again. Welcome to our establishment. My name is Adine, and I'll be your waitress today. What can I bring you to? I'll have a coffee. Thank you. And why can I bring this esteemed gentleperson in the other side of the table? I'll also take a coffee, please. No problem. I'll be right back. What's her problem? I'm here to order something, not to chit-chat with the employees. Oh, that's rude, Anna. Be nice. I think she was just trying to be friendly. I know her, it's fine. I know, she can be pretty annoying. No, I'm not gonna say that. She was just trying to be friendly, come on. I guess I'm not a fan of friendly then. Here you go, enjoy. Ah, I totally needed that. So, you work in that facility? And your point is? What's your job there? I mean, what do you do exactly? We do all kinds of things. The truth is, we just have all kinds of specialized machinery there which is used by many different people for many different purposes. The building's owned and run by the council who oversees the schedule. It is quite handy, since you can go from research to testing and even manufacturing in all the same complex. She didn't seem very amused by that. I started out as a researcher in biology, which is still my main job, but I've been there so long and learned the ins and outs of the building so well that eventually I was asked to take over some managerial duties. Sure, it means more work, but it also allows me to run a personal project every once in a while. Does that sate your curiosity? I've only seen glimpses, but it already sounds like a fascinating place. It does, not at all. I've seen glimpses. I'm not sure I'd go so far as to call it fascinating, but it surely does give me a lot of opportunities. Oh, I forgot to ask you what you actually plan to do with my blood on the test results. What is this, an interrogation? I was just asking a question, that's all. Yes, totally. You can call your lawyer if you like. I think someone's in a bad mood. Yeah, she does seem to be in a bad mood, but I feel like if I say this, it might make things worse. Let's go with this. I was just asking a question, that's all. Well, it's not the first. Alright, I'll finish my drink quietly then, if that's what you would prefer. Okay, I guess you don't like questions then. Excuse me, princess. Good reference. Alright, I'll finish my drink quietly then, if that's what you'd prefer. Sorry, I'm just stressed from all the work lately. I'm not getting much respite between my regular work, overtime, personal projects, and other disturbances like that Remy sticking his nose where it doesn't belong. What do you usually do during your free time? Having a good work-life balance is very important, you know. I love my job. I really do. Actually, I love it so much that even in my free time, I still do things that have to do with biology. As I said, I've got the opportunity to do my own projects sometimes, so that's what I focus on when I get the chance. It would be a shame to pass up on an opportunity like that without using it. With the current influx of work, I rarely leave the facility if I'm not eating or sleeping. Even right now, I'm only on break and I have to go back for another shift. Maybe you should do something else for a change. Maybe, but right now that's not really an option. It would help if the council were constantly sending their lackeys to mess with me. So that wasn't the first time. No, I suppose I'm on their watch list or something. Why is that? It's a long story, and not one for a first date. So you're saying this is a date? No, I'm saying that even if this was a date, which would be more than whatever this is, it wouldn't be very appropriate. Stories about work aren't very romantic. It's always about work with you. Come on, you're on a break. Maybe we should do something to take our mind off of it all. Off of it all for once. Like what? I'm not sure. Do you have any other hobbies? Not really. Hey, waitress! How can I help you? Do you have anything here to entertain your guests? Any games or other distractions? I'm not sure. Let me go check. What exactly are you trying to do? Anything to get you to shut up about work already. That sounds a bit rude. Just waiting to see. I'm being cute and spontaneous. I'm not sure if this sounds very appropriate. I'm gonna go with just wait and you see. Even though I have no idea where this is going. The anticipation is killing me. Actually, no, it's boredom. It's more for the kids, but we don't really have anything else. It's fine, thank you. Have fun! A board game, really? I know it's not Nitsky's Textile Merchant, but I suppose it's better than nothing. Textile Merchant? Nitsky? Well, I don't know how to pronounce this. It's a game, never mind. Well, I'm not convinced that this will accomplish anything, unless your goal is to make me regret this day. It seems to be a trivia game. Do you have good general knowledge? Do you even know what kind of advanced knowledge I have to memorize and work with every single day? You bet I have good general knowledge. Certainly more than enough to beat a foreigner like you. Oh. If you're so confident, then maybe we should make a bet. What do you have in mind? Let's say if I win, I'll get to go on a real date with you. Wait, whoa, hold on, hold your horses, stop the presses, wait a second. Slurp, don't you forget you are a human. Make friends, not lovers with dragons, please. That's weird. Not fitting me. No fitting me during your break. No complaining about everything, and no acting as if you're doing me a favor. Especially because it was you who wanted to meet me in the first place. And if I win, I'll have you come in sometime so I can run some tests on you. If that's what you want, so be it. All right, I cannot agree to that. Okay, hold on a sec. It is one thing for a human to ask for a date with a dragon. I'm not sure I am the most uncomfortable with the date or having tests being run on. There's so much potential to go south so quickly in so many wrong ways. If I say that I cannot agree to that, she's probably gonna get upset. Maybe she's gonna get mad at me, and she might not want to be friends anymore. Let's say if that's what you want, so be it. Or should I say alright? I mean, if I just say alright, it will sound like I am, I don't know, eager to have these tests run on me, or that I don't really mind it much. Let's just go with let's go with the first option. If that's what you want, so be it. I'm gonna drink water real quick. Hold on. Then let's do this then. Since it was your idea, it's only fair that I start. So how does this work? It seems to be pretty simple. We take we take turns drawing cards and asking questions until we've both asked the number that we agree on beforehand. Whoever gets more right in the end wins. How many questions shall it be then? How about 5? Let's make it 3. Not sure how long this would take, and my break won't be for too long either. Alright, go ahead then. I saw mischief in her eyes, her stare piercing paired with the hint of an arrogant smirk that exposed her anticipation. She seemed confident that she would win and loved every second of it. Slowly her hand went over to the deck of cards and drew the topmost. Round 1. Who is cited as one of the most important historians, his work spanning over 20 books credited with mapping out our entire history since the beginning of sentience. Oh, I saw this on some previous dialogue. Hazikai Akio Otomuizumi Damion Dandelion Otomo Izumi Hazik Akio. I saw this name on a previous dialogue. Damion Dandelion. I think it was Damion Dandelion. I'm afraid that's wrong. I'm so sorry, Slurp. Okay, it wasn't that guy then. How was I supposed to do something like that? How was I supposed to know something like that? It was your challenge. You dig a grave, you lie in it. Besides, it's not as if it wasn't clear to me from the beginning that I'd win. So no surprises there. Let's see how you fare with your first question. Bring it. How far can you walk into the woods? What kind of question is that? Only until the middle. Anything after that and you're walking out of the woods again. Well, yeah, actually that is right. I never thought of that. Yeah, good point. You're right. That's a rather weird question though. Agreed. I suppose I read the right kinds of books growing up. I know most of these trick questions. Let's see what the second question has in store for you, shall we? Round 2. Fight! Alright. If there are 5 apples and you take away 3, how many do you have? 2, obviously. 5 minus... Wait, what was the question? 2? Take away 3? Yeah. You have 2. No, you see, it's a trick question. 3 is the correct answer because that's the number that you took away. Sorry, what? I confess I wasn't paying attention. Wait, can I go back? What was the question again? I'm not going to change my answer. I just want to see the question because I wasn't paying attention. Alright, if there are 5 apples and you take away 3, how many do you have? Oh, I see. I get it now. I see. The question is not asking how much it is 5 minus 3. The question is actually about me actually removing 3 apples and taking them away with me. So therefore, I now have 3 apples. Ah, okay. Alright. I confess, I wasn't paying attention. There, I said 2 before. 2 now. What a stupid question. Let's just move. What a stupid question. Let's just move on. That doesn't count. That doesn't count. Don't be so childish. Alright, alright. Okay, here's your question. In which year of our timeline did we In which year of our timeline did we gain sentience? 0? The beginning of our timeline marks the event when we gained when we gained sentience. Right again. Have you played this game before? It's a children's game. These questions aren't really a challenge. I'll just go ahead and draw the next card so we can end this. Round 3. An adventurer who values his life has to choose between 3 rooms to cross. Which one of the following would be the safest? Hold on. Let me pay attention to this one. An adventurer who values his life has to choose between 3 rooms to cross. So he has to choose one of 3 rooms to go across, right? Which one of the following would be the safest? Number 1, a room filled with poisonous gas. Number 2, a room filled with 100 highly trained assassins. Number 3, a room submerged in water filled with alligators that have not eaten in 8 months. I suppose number 2, with a room filled with 100 highly trained assassins. Because here's the thing, okay? A room filled with poisonous gas, I would have to hold my breath. So I don't know for how long I would have to hold my breath, because I don't know how big the room is. Although I suppose I could cross it with my breath held. But again, I don't know how big the room is. Number 2, the room filled with 100 highly trained assassins. Assuming the room is big enough to fit all of these assassins, with enough room that I can still walk through. Here's the thing: they might be assassins and highly trained, but are they after me? Because highly trained assassins, they don't just kill whoever comes across, whoever they come across. They don't randomly kill someone. They kill a target. Someone pays them and say, "Here, kill this person," and then they go and find to kill just that one person, that target. So me not being a target, it should be fine. Because number 3, a room submerged in water filled with alligators that have not eaten in 8 months. Well, if I go there, that's just asking to become lunch. So I think I'm gonna go with number 2, but I'm wanna bet this game is gonna say it's number 1. Let's see. I didn't realize none of these would be an option. But she did say which one of the 3 would be the safest. Wait, did she say 3 rooms or 5 rooms? Let me go back. What was the question again? An adventurer who values his life has to choose between 3 rooms to cross. Okay, 3 rooms. Alright. Well, yeah, technically, considering that the adventurer values his life. Question? Which of the following would be the safest? Yeah, I'm gonna go with room number 2. Nope. In fact, all the rooms are equally deadly. Okay, I should have chosen the none of the above. The alligators can go up to 2 years or more without food, making room number 3 as deadly as the others. The other 2 rooms should not require any explanation. Well, I just explained it. Room number 2. Okay, I am going to cheat a little bit here and go with none of these, because The rule number 2 do have an explanation. There is a valid explanation. If the assassins are not targeting me, which the question does not make it clear that it is the case, I would be safe. I mean, safer than with the other options anyway, because they would not be after my head. That's right. All the rooms are equally deadly. Alligators. Okay, she already said that. At least according to this card. To be honest, I think the answer is debatable. See? I just said that! Don't worry, I'll still count it as the right answer for you. No need to get your tail caught in the door about it. Looks like this is going to be the last question. Just get it over with already. What is the approximate acceleration speed of a nose-diving flyer? Now I have to think about that one for a minute. I was just kidding. I still could have calculated that. Okay, here's the real question. What is the only substance known to be lighter in its solid form compared to its liquid state? What is the only substance known to be lighter in its solid form compared to its liquid state? What is lighter when it is solid than when it is a liquid? I know. I know. It's H2O. Water. Because, have you ever tried lifting a bucket of water? It's freaking heavy. Ice is also heavy, but if you put ice on the water, it will float because it is lighter than water itself. Yeah, I know this question wasn't for me, but I still wanted to see if I was right. Let's see if I am right, because I don't know. Water. That seems to be correct. Of course it is. Duh. Just look at that. I won. Someone had to. This turned out to be more fun than I expected. Of course, the main reason for that is because I won, but still. I get it, you won. You're great, etc. That is true. So, when should I come in for the tests? Actually, I'm not sure if I'll get a spot for them in the facility anytime soon, but I'll be sure to let you know. I'm quite sure you will. But you know what? This wasn't so bad after all. Maybe I'll let you have your date. Really? Really? Sure. I mean, you didn't win, but I think you earned it nonetheless. Or maybe I'm just that nice. Okay. Well, it's up to you. Call me if you're interested. I'll let you know. I'm still going to collect my prize, though. I'm sure you'll make sure of that. You bet I will. In any case, I should get going now. My break is just about to end. Bye! Did you pay? I was not sure what I had to expect. I'm not sure. Sorry. I was not sure what I had expected out of this encounter, but it certainly wasn't this. After all, proposing a proper date was my way of sticking it to her for being rude. So yeah, I told you she was being rude. Even though I lost the bet, she didn't seem to mind going on a date with me as long as she got what she wanted. However, I would follow up on it, but whether I would follow up on it was up to me though. More free time. What should I do? Meet with Remy, meet with Lauren, order some lunch, get some well-deserved rest. I wanna meet with the other dragons. Let me save the game, however, because I haven't saved. Quick save complete. Quick load. The loading will. Okay, let me just test the loading. Okay, seems to be working. Auto. How do I? Oh, there we go. Back, save, load, save. Let's see. Let's manually save here. All of this is still only chapter 1. Oh, this is gonna be a long game, eh? Status. Neutral. Good. Neutral. What is this supposed to mean? Achievements. Blood donation. Give you another. Order the daily special. Bravery. Oh. I wonder what the daily special was. Prescription. Take a dragon dose of medication. I suppose this is if I take a lot of those painkillers that are in the bathroom. Overside waste a perfectly good batch of eggs. That's if I keep cracking open those eggs in the kitchen, I'm pretty sure. Fruitarian, learn about fruits. No sense, refuse to help. Bryce 99 times. Oh, that's an option? Okay. Bring Remy's books into the correct order. Ah, this is probably when I talk to Remy. Patience, wait for Remy until you get bored. General knowledge, answer Anna's questions correctly. I failed that. Teetotaler, reject Bryce's invitation. Disrobement. Whoa, that's a strange word. Get it Adeline to remove her headgear. You're a winner. Beat Sebastian at his own game. Sebastian is the police dragon. What game? Acquire the bloody bandage. Find a handful of dirt. Appreciate the landscape. Find a mysterious orb. Look at everything the store has to offer. Do well on the second investigation. Oh, there's going to be more investigations. Cool. Look at Remy's pictures. Look at Anna's envelope. Stretch your legs. Examine Bryce's blanket. Bryce's blanket. Ew, the dragon. Look at Bryce's magazine. Research material. Audiophile. Listen to a bunch of music. The politician. Meet with Amra. Cartographer. Acquire a map. That might be useful. Man, that's a lot of stuff. Return the eggs to the hatchery. Hidden achievements. Have 2 messages waiting for you at the same time. Utterly pointless achievements. Do a thing. I like that. 63 achievements. Okay, let's what else is around here? That's settings. Let me just test the loading. Okay, it puts me back here. Okay, so yeah, guys, I am definitely, I said I don't like dating sim games, but I was intrigued by this one, so I added this to my Steam wishlist, and a friend kindly gifted me this game last week, or the week before, rather. I was intrigued, and I'm actually enjoying this. I didn't, well, I can't say I didn't think I would, because the game had me curious in the first place. Unlike any other dating sim in existence, which I just find weird and freaking boring. But yeah. Truth be told, I actually wasn't really. I didn't really know what I was expecting out of this game, but I am glad that at least so far I am enjoying it, and I am going to play more of this. I'm just not sure if I will be playing more of this on stream, at least from this point on, because that is a lot of stuff to read. And besides, I kind of want to continue this story soon. And since I play a different game every week on Fridays, I will not be playing this next week. What game should I play next week? I don't know. I gotta think. But anyway, It's already been over 3 hours of stream, so I'm going to stop on this screen and either continue this on a future stream or continue playing this on my own and pick this up on a future stream from whatever I left off there. But yeah, for now, this is going to be all for today. So my friends, some reminders at the end of the stream as usual. Remember, I stream. Can I go back to the main menu? Yes, there we go. This is actually pretty. Help, what's on help? Okay, that's just the keys. Gallery. There's nothing in the gallery. So my friends, I am streaming 3 times a week on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. That's the BR Wednesday. That's a live stream where I play a different game every single week. However, I host it in Portuguese only. I do not speak English on Wednesdays, only Portuguese. So those streams, they happen every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. On Fridays, I play a different game every week, and those are done in English, just like this one here. So yeah, and these, they happen, they should start happening anyway, at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. A different game every Friday. And on Sundays, I draw live with some very good music playing in the background, a nice chill conversation. Sometimes I might even give you some pointers on how to do certain things in art. Who knows? Like a couple Sundays ago, where I taught you how to change colors of specific pixels on paints using the eraser. So yeah, the Sunday streams, they happen at they start at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. What else? So yeah, Wednesdays, the BR Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, Gaming Friday on Fridays at 6 p.m. Eastern, and Chill Art Sunday on Sundays at 2 p.m. Eastern. And that is going to be everything for today, my friends. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. The story of this thing is intriguing. It has my attention now. But yeah, this is going to be all for today. Until we meet again, I hope God bless you. I hope you stay safe. I hope you stay healthy. Have an amazing weekend. Have an amazing week as well. And I will see you guys in the next one. Until then, see you there. Bye bye. Have a good one.
Some problems and we don't know what to do. You've come to find your feelings and exactly what you knew. The odds are stacked quite poorly if without a winning hand. But bear in mind your bearing's only worse if you don't turn up. Don't bet on taking trips because they'll turn your trips to trash. You've got to set your sights and hopes on setting not to crash. Citrus can seem quite big if you don't make your plans unfurl. But I will not let them on my opinion of such enough. Bet on sinking ships because they'll turn your chips to trash. You've got to set your sights and hopes on setting not to crash. The truth can seem quite bleak if you don't make your plans unfurl. But I would not let that mar my opinion of the fact that if you could fix the failings of the current paradigm, we would have a hero who's both been elusive and on time. Just on time. And then we would all contrive new conflicts, you know. So bet on sinking ships because they'll turn your chips to trash. You've got to set your sights and hopes on setting not to crash. The truth can seem quite bleak if you don't make your plans unfurl. But I would not let that mar my opinion of the show. Bet on sinking ships because they'll turn your chips to trash. You've got to set your sights and hopes on setting not to crash. The truth can seem quite bleak if you don't make your plans unfurl. But I would not let them on my opinion. Stipulations placed before you to get all the things you really need. Mr. Big may make things hard, but you have got to plant your seeds. Go to war, fight more,
Your dreams thrive by competition. You'll find no one famous ever got there just by flinching at their foes. Cling against the torment, claw with all your might at what you know. Don't let go, just grow. Don't wait or play to indecision. Don't bet on taking trips because you've got to be more grand. You got to think ahead and carry out the things you planned. Citrus